Hello dear friends of physics, I'm Wolfgang Bock from Germany again, and I hope you will enjoy watching. So today we keep the subatomic building. Why do anchor quants connect to each other building atoms? Yeah, that's the way. I show you. What properties does the anchor quant own? As you can see, there's no much. We didn't see bosons, photons, or anything else of the neutrinos, or whatever you want. It's unseen. So it's possibly not there. This quant, with the core and the quantum, owns magnetism, because the quantum has a negative load and it's moving. Moving loads cause magnetism. And the second power is the motion itself. It's moving, and this causes effects. You will see in later. The anchor quant did not own gravity, or the thing you call the nuclear powers, not the hard and not the soft. Only magnetism and motion. Yeah. And now we can start building the universe with only this simple particle and only two powers. So, we only have motion and magnetism. To see what powers can be used to connect atoms, and following the Sekus theory, we can show in our scale for powers caused by motion. As you can see here, we know dynamic lifting, used to make planes fly. We have a faster moving air on the upside of the wing and a lower moving air on the downside, making the wing, generating a power up to lift the plane. On the other hand, this don't looks like an anchor quant. This more looks like an anchor quant. It's a spinning ball. When it flies through the air moves in this direction and it spins. The speed of the air moving here and the turning speed of the ball are added. So here they are subtracted, here they're added, making the air here going faster than on the other side. Faster air means power directed to the faster side. The ball will fly this direction. I call this the pressure effect, because there's always a higher and a lower pressure. If there's no pressure, there's no effect. So further, when I call a pressure effect, this is the case I mean. How can we connect anchor quants to building atoms, electrons, protons, or neutrons? So, normally all quants are negative. They do not like to penetrate each other. But when forces generated, like in a spinning quantum space, they can be pushed together. When they're pushed together to a certain point, the pushing effect of the quant is lower than the effect of the faster moving quant generating a lifting power. So, when two quants come together, they cannot penetrate each other's quantum field. The field changes shape, making a straight between both quants. And with this straight, the quantum is faster from this side here, because it goes straight, than from the other side here to here, because it's moved in an arc. It turns. This is more distance than here, so it is effective slower, even if it moves with speed of light. Faster here, slower here, so the core is caused to move into the faster direction. Faster direction for boost means they get closer to each other, so they are connected. This is subatomic connection caused by movement. This is a simplified picture of an atom. This is the electron made of 2 anchor quants, and the proton is made of more than 4, but yeah, this is a simplified. The quants, the anchor quants connected several times, and the inside moving parts of the quants are the positive loading, while the outside moving are the negative loading. On an electron, most of the distance is outside, so this is the negative part, while in a proton, most of the distance is inside, so there is a positive loading. As you can see, if a quantum pressure effect is possible, it can connect quants. But how many connections can be established? I think 3 is no problem. Possibly 4 connections can be made, but I don't know if it's more than 4. But what of a shape a proton has, or a neutron? I think it's like a snowy crystal, 3-dimensional snowy crystal. Many connections in the center and losing number of connections to the outside. And the quantums connecting the parts of the atom showing themselves like bosons in CERN or in some other experiment. The quants between the cores of the anchor, causing powers to the anchor, only as much as needed to keep the connections. When starts to destroy the proton, you pull the connections, and when you pull, the power of the connection is increased. And this, while a quant generates that increased power, you notice this as a boson with many different masses. But there is no mass at all. There's only power generated by the quants generating the connection. And yeah. That means also that possibly the core of the anchor quant itself has no mass. This also fits the theory, but I think the quant itself is energy moving with the speed of light, and the core itself is something like a passive energy. It weighs nothing. If it weighs nothing, the number of quants that form a proton or a neutron is much less than the atom weight makes us think. So an electron weighs very, very few. And the proton is about 2000 times an electron. So if we use two particles to form an electron, we need 4000 particles to form a proton. But if there is no weight and only the connection between the particles causes, the electron is formed by, let us say, two quarks. And the weight of the electron is only the connection force of the quant between the two quarks. Then at a proton with more connections per quant, you need less quants. You do not need 4000 quants to form the proton. Maybe you only need 1500. But I think some kind of computer measure will show this. And yeah, I hope someone helped me there. Thank you very much. Oh, there is also the same effect that causes the subatomic connection, and in our scale we can fly or make something turning in a universe scale. This means the power of movement affects galaxies, solar systems and planets, like I show you now. The same effect can be used as dark matter, or a part of dark matter. Two galaxies moving in a quantum space, in the quantum universe, that is moving, are affected by the movement, or the galaxies move inside the quantum space, having the same effect. And if both come close enough to each other, the medium is speeded here between them, while on the other side it continues to be slow. And with the faster quantum medium between the galaxies, the power is generated, leading them together. So once they collide. You see, you can use the pressure effect in a subatomic space, in outer space for planes or balls, and in a galactic size for galaxies, solar systems, or still unknown things to me. This is what Sekus' principle say. The same physics affects every scale. I hope you enjoy and have fun. We see you in the next part, which is called gravity. When a connection is established, like on an electron or proton-neutron, these particles are as one. So we have a single quant being the only real particle. The electron, possibly the smallest first virtual particle. It's made of two quants. It's not a real particle by itself, it's made of quants, so it's a virtual particle. The proton and the neutron also, and every kind of upper particle. Every particle connected separates it from its neighbors. So an electron is not connected, the strongest connection is by the electron itself. It's not that hard connected to something around, but it's connected to the proton. So the proton itself is a virtual particle again, connected with the electron and the neutron. And they together forming an atom or an element is also a virtual particle, up to molecules, to everything. We are itself virtual particle because we separate from our surrounding. And an ocean can be a virtual particle, a tectonic plate, the planet itself, the planet-moon system, the solar system, the galaxy, the universe itself is a virtual particle. But the universe as a virtual particle is only needed if there's something outside the universe that interacts with the universe. So we did not know if there is something, but still the universe itself is the largest virtual particle.